Well, hello, everybody. Well, I have been wanting to do this for a very long time, at least when it comes to podcasts, just because I like talking a lot, and it's a lot easier to do a long scale conversation than it is to just do, little short tidbits. And I am here with my brother. This is Nathan.
Hello, I'm his brother Nathan.
And I've been wanting to get him on here just because he's not he
You can
he
say
is
how it is. It's okay.
well, you're not. It's not like you're not
You're gonna say
stupid.
stupid.
You're not stupid.
I wasn't gonna
like
say
I
that,
I know
but-
you weren't going to say that. I'm just saying you're not a dumb person.
Yeah.
We just inhabit two totally different
That's,
zones.
yeah, that's
Um,
fine. I'll give you
We
that.
have the same education.
You've had a little bit more of that experience, but
I didn't even graduate high school.
I didn't even get into middle school.
Sure, we were both homeschooled.
Oh, great! We're hopping right into home. If that's how we're starting, that's
That
how we're
has to
starting.
be how it starts. It's yeah, we were both homeschooled, and
I want to make it clear we did graduate. It just wasn't in a public school.
Yes,
So when I
yes.
say I didn't make it to middle school, I just didn't make it to a public middle school.
true. And I went through 1 year of public high school, and then I went into college and just goofed around. Well, I didn't goof around. I worked, but and then
Yeah.
he's a little baby
The
compared to
pre
me.
DNA days. So do you go by like Dean on here the most or DNA?
I put myself out there as Dean.
Okay.
But people call me DNA, and when they're referring to me, they say DNA, which is it's not weird because like I understand why it happens, but
Mhm.
like I haven't hidden my name.
So why? There's a lot of people who want to know why it's not Dean and A. Have you ever thought of that?
No,
Oh, okay.
I have not. I mean,
Has that ever like popped up in your head?
No,
at all? Okay,
no.
so that's why it's not a thing.
it popped up in my head for multiple reasons. Because of our names, I know that Dad kind of
Yeah, that's what I
put
think.
that
about every
together.
time. Yeah.
Our sister's name is Alyssa, so
I
D
don't know if
Nathan
you
Alyssa.
necessarily put that together. If it just fell in place, and he's like, "Hey, this is nice."
But that's how it was originally in my head. And then I started this channel with an ex-girlfriend whose name was Alyssa.
Mhm. I do remember that. I didn't
And,
know how open you were about that.
Yeah,
but,
and so it is what it is. I wish her the best, but
sorry,
the life goes on,
it does.
and things have. I used to only post like what I would find or things I would
I'm
keep.
sorry, but where's the camera? Actually, I never really thought to like. I'm kind of
It's
just
right
looking around.
below the ring light.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
It's things just kind of happen and turn into throw the cat.
No, it's frisky, Hopefully he's not too much of a nuisance, but
No.
it's frisky. I mean, it's an animal channel anyways, right?
Well, everyone knows how much I hate cats.
Oh, for real? That's the thing?
Yeah, they give you toxoplasmosis because they in their poop, and then it makes you really like cats.
Couple questions. Do you, one, have time to explain what that means?
Yes,
I don't know what the other two questions were. I kind of forgot. But
toxoplasmosis
Okay.
is a parasite that lives in cat poop and all sorts of other stuff. There's a bunch of ways you can get it, but basically, if your cat poops in your house, or enough of them do, and you get the parasite, it just evens your temper out a little bit. It kind of calms you down. It makes you like cats a lot.
I am going
And it's-
to move just because I don't want you hitting the camera.
It's not like it's not going to kill you. It
Mhm.
can, but it's one of the most widespread parasites in the world, and it's primarily spread to people through cats. And so when there's a crazy cat lady, it's probably because she has this parasite.
What made you want to learn about that, or what made you
It just
fall upon
came
that?
up.
That's one of my biggest questions when I see your videos. Is I've always. So growing up knowing Dean, I'm just used to his animal stuff. I don't mean that in a bad way, Like I'm
No,
just
I
used
get
to
it.
you doing whatever with animals.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean-
like the channel name, I'm more so used to like reptiles. I mean, there was a point I will say Dean literally called a baby squirrel out of a tree one day and had this thing following us for like a couple days. Like actually, I don't remember how long we had it for, but it was a couple.
It was
days.
yeah.
But I'm used to you being well versed in reptiles and fish, but then it's like the more and more you put stuff out, I'm like, dude, this guy knows way more than I thought he did about stuff. Like, what makes you like?
I am perpetually online.
Okay.
That means that like if I'm not doing something in particular, I have a headphone in and I'm listening to all sorts of stuff.
Fair.
And
Well,
it's
good.
a lot of it's baseball. A
Yeah.
lot of it's baseball, especially this time of year. But the rest of it is animal stuff usually, and politics and all sorts of stuff.
Okay.
I think it's probably a little autism. Probably. I just
I
remember.
mean, hey.
I remember things from 5th grade that I read in a book about dinosaurs, but I can't remember to take out the trash.
I think it's because you enjoy dinosaurs more than the trash.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's
Probably.
easier to remember dinosaurs. I mean, I'd rather think about dinosaurs than the trash, or at least taking out the trash. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I mean that's fair. I mean, I guess I don't know. I know I can just always be like, what's the reason, purpose behind this? But you know,
I just wanted to do it for fun, and you're a funny person. I can say you're a funny person all you want. They'll have to just judge it. I hope you get the worst comments in this comment section. I hope that they make fun of your grapefruit shirt.
Yeah.
You should have done
I mean,
pineapples.
I got this shirt in Michigan.
You got it in Michigan?
At a thrift
Why
store.
would they sell grapefruit shirts in Michigan?
At a thrift store. Who knows who brought it there? Like, you never know. Like, I don't
Wearing
know
your
who
dad
brought it.
hat?
Huh?
You're wearing a dad hat?
Yeah, I actually had a few choices. I mean, I guess I have multiple hats. Like, I wanted to give off a little bit more of a Florida appeal. I mean, I'm not as like.
You're wearing short shorts?
It's funny is these aren't even really short shorts. They're short shorts on me. But like, I mean, I keep I look and I'm like, oh man, they're not even like crazy short. I mean, to me, that obviously.
He's. I know he's gonna hate that I say this, but he's 6'7", and so.
There's nothing to hate about it. I just
you just hate
it's
hearing
like my
it all the
identity,
time.
you know.
Well, I know you don't like it to be your identity, but like, there's
It
people.
could be worse. I could be 6'5". Like I could have. I'm just saying. I could have a little.
You
bit.
could be 6'1" and be the shortest one.
There was a point growing up where obviously I was like tired of hearing that you play basketball, like all this, but like now at this point, like where I'm old enough to where I just don't care. It's like if I don't want to talk to people, I'll literally just tell them that I'm like. If people ask me my height, I'm just be like I'm 5'2". I'm just like.
Have you told somebody that?
I've said way where like if I don't feel like talking to people about it, I'll just be like I'll say something and I'll move on. Because like if you think about it. On a scale as somebody who has grown up always being asked how tall you are, get to the point where one, you can ask me if I play basketball you want, but the average NBA height is 6'7", which is what I am anyways. So I'm not even like a freakishly tall person. Like if you're comparing it to everybody else,
Yeah.
So like to me, I'm like I'm tall, but like I've never looked at people and been like, you're way shorter than me. I'm just used to people being shorter than me.
I feel short all the time just because of our family.
Yeah.
And then, but I'm not. Like, I'm 6'1". It's not like I'm a short person, but I'm just like, it's always just like, yeah, but I wish I was a little bit taller. And it's just like, I'm fine.
Yeah, I got to the point where, especially because, like, I honestly could be like 6'6.5", 6'6", but like, bro, I'm at a point where I don't care. I'm tall. Like, I don't care directly what, but my license says 6'7", so we'll roll with that.
Yeah. I mean, if it works, it works.
Exactly.
I mean, you can use it to your advantage for sure, or you can just not. I mean, I guess anyone can say that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've let tall people down. No, I can't dunk.
You can't dunk? Can you can't jump?
I can jump within what I need to get done.
So you can jump. Okay.
I mean, it's not like I can't jump, so I can't dunk.
I can't jump.
I guess I can't jump because I'm 6'7", I can't dunk. So, like, I guess I can't jump.
How tall is the hoop? I don't
I'm going to
know.
butcher this. I don't even...
Is it like?
I want
I want to say it was like 11 feet or something.
I
like
was
that.
gonna say I want to say it's like 12 feet.
I
Like it's definitely
It's the shorter.
you definitely gotta have a little jumps.
Is the WNBA shorter, or is it the same height?
I hope it's the same height because they can't dunk.
I think there's only I think the only one that could dunk was Brittany Griner, the one who
I'm
was
not even
the
gonna.
the Russian chick.
I don't even know. If
Or the
that's
one who
facts.
I think she's the only one who could dunk, and it's not even.
Well, there's
I'm
definitely
probably
other people
wrong.
who have dunked, but
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention enough to basketball to really care.
I mean,
but
you just mentioned WNBA, which is like nobody pays attention enough to that. So like, no, I mean they're funded by the NBA. They can't even fund themselves.
wait, they're funded by.
Yeah, that's why it's like don't complain about the price. You're funded by the NBA, all right? Like you can't fund yourself and then start complaining about not getting paid enough.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a market for it, I guess.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
I
there-
mean,
but
and
it's-
power to everybody. Like absolutely. Like you should strive to.
But you got to be realistic about things.
Well, I'm just saying in general. Like on a scale, it's like I'm sorry, but like I'm watching the NBA over the WNBA, and everybody else is, but it's like, yeah, it comes down to entertainment. I'm sorry, I don't want to watch you do layups for however long. I want to see some more dunking, you know?
I guess, see, so a lot of people think baseball's boring. And I'm just sitting there like I could watch an entire baseball game, even when they were 3.5 hours long.
I want to say I can understand why people think baseball is boring, but the reason that I don't is like because luckily we grew up just like loving the game, so like we enjoy watching the stuff that people find boring. Like we like watching every pitch.
Yeah.
And like
I would sit down and watch Animal Planet. You know, I know
exactly.
There's that.
I definitely probably wouldn't.
Timmy Power Hour. Timmy Power Hour.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what that is.
You don't remember the Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron? They had a collab.
Oh, now I feel dumb because I know exactly what you're talking about, but I just don't know why Timmy Power Hour didn't click with me.
Oh my goodness!
I didn't know if it was just like a little Jimmy Timmy segment on Animal Planet.
No. I know I was talking about Animal Planet. No, this is like literally.
Let's go this way.
But it was just. I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of the people who would be watching this probably are around our age. Some of them are probably a little bit older. That's why I I will say fuck. I don't care. Like I will curse. I don't. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how family oriented you're trying to be. I mean, people.
No, I mean this is not made for kids.
People just kind of assume when it comes to animals that a lot of things are just like soft and fluffy.
That's the point.
Yeah,
I like talking about.
No,
I like talking about.
I follow some Instagram pages that are pretty like. I don't even know if brutal outdoors is the word for it, but it's just like they show stuff. I'm like sometimes I'm even like,
nature doesn't care. There was a guy recently who got his arm bitten off by an alligator in Mayaca, so like an hour south of us.
I want to say I know what you're talking about, unless there's somebody else who got
I covered it, but the guy, like the video, it was going all over. Like I saw it through a friend of mine. And then it was all over the news the next day. And they kind of talked about it. They just said grievous injuries. And I'm like, I know what this is. And then the video, the guy's just like smacking the water. And then he turns around and like you're like, oh, his arm is gone.
Oh.
And his arm is just the gator took his arm. And like I see that and I'm like, that sucks. That's terrible. I hope he's okay. Mm-hmm. But also, like, I grew up watching, like, Live Leak and everything. So, like, I've seen a lot worse than that.
So, is that how you feel when you make videos? Is you feel like you're like, news? Because, like, you said something about you feel like, I don't know.
I don't know if necessarily news is the right word for it, but it's like I don't actually go out and research this stuff. But
So, what do you do then?
I guess you could... I do report on some news stuff that has to do with animals because a lot of the stuff people will never hear about or a lot of animal stuff gets there's a lot of misinformation. So like as an example right now, have you heard about the orcas sinking boats in Europe?
Because of you a little bit.
Yeah, well,
feel free to elaborate.
Basically, and I've talked about this a few times. It's thought that there was one orca off the Strait of Gibraltar, which is the strait in between Spain and Africa, like that little bit of water that goes through there. And there was an orca named, I want to say it was like Gladys or something like that.
How do they know it was specifically Gladys?
Well, because she was the first one noticed to do it, and then she was with other orcas later.
Did they just like tag her? They're like, that's a big orca who looks like Gladys. That's Gladys.
Whatever the name is, I guess they all have their individual spots. It's like a fingerprint. So it's like if you look at like a big snake, you see or a giraffe, you see all the spots.
Okay.
Well, each giraffe is like the spots are like fingerprints. They can tell which one is which.
Okay.
Same thing with orcas. The white will be in a different spot. There's differences. So that one named Gladys, they think got like caught up in like a net or something when she was younger, or had a traumatic experience having to do with a boat. Now, she has taught multiple other orcas how to attack ships. And when I say attack ships, they have sunk 3 ships.
Like casualties type?
No one has died.
Okay.
They don't attack the people. But there are multiple videos of it where they ram into the boat. Most of them are just ramming the boat.
Okay.
And then there's also video of them going up to the rudder, the prop underneath the boat, and grabbing it with their mouth and ripping it out. And like putting a hole in the boat, and like they have to call an SOS and get help from the Coast Guard, or the ship goes down. The ship has gone down 3 times. There's been like 20 attacks since.
Is this all in the same area?
It was.
Okay.
Until something I saw today.
Okay.
That in Scotland, and I did a short about this.
There's orcas
in Scotland. There's orcas all over the world. There's orcas off the coast of Florida.
I mean, yeah, SeaWorld, but like, no, I'm just saying, like,
no, I mean, they're from the orcas cover the entire planet.
Okay.
Any waters, you could mostly cooler waters, but like.
So this is like a serious question. Will you be finding orcas in like Antarctica, like up?
Yes.
There? Okay.
Yes, and they're the ones that eat like seals off the ice.
Is that where their blubber comes in handy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
They're bigger down there because
okay.
Yeah, a lot of them are, and there's different types of orcas. There's like 9 different types. Some of them are really big. Some of them are a lot smaller. Some of them eat seals. Some of them only eat fish. They're almost their own separate species.
All right.
So there's a lot. But recently, actually, it came out in the news like 3 hours ago when I checked it earlier.
So you just like looking up, like refreshing every day what orcas are?
No, not just orcas, just animal news.
Okay.
I just go through multiple sites and see what they come out with, and I talk about them because most people have never heard of this stuff. And I also wanted to get like a daily content sort of thing that was easy to do and was like more one-on-one, kind of like this, but this is obviously a longer formed thing. But
I don't think people are just used to hearing you just like talk for as long. Like, not even as bad. I'm just saying in general. I don't think people are used to it. I mean, this is the first time anybody knows who the heck I am either. So it's just like, hey, we're here talking.
Well, you're more popular than me in real life. Yes. Yes. You have friends.
Yeah, I'm just better at making friends.
Maybe.
I'm better at making people care, which isn't always
you're chill.
Which isn't always a good
I'm not. I don't care what people think.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm mean.
I'm better at making people want to be my friends. You're not.
No, I'm just mean.
No,
I am. I know I am. I do it kind of on purpose because I just don't. I think most people suck, and not saying that. Like that's usually how it is. Like if you meet a random person, most of the time especially here, like
Florida.
We live in Florida, and there are so many people that take. I was going 80 on the interstate the other day.
You want to say?
Yes.
Okay.
I was going 80 on the interstate in the right-hand lane.
Okay.
Like I just got over the Howard Franklin Bridge
lane?
Because I was getting off at the exit for Ulmerton. When you go over the Howard Franklin coming towards Pinellas.
Do you really want to discuss the ins and outs of the road?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah. The Pinellas is a huge place. Pinellas is a huge place. It's like saying the Bay Area. Like, yeah, okay, you might live in LA, but no one's going to find you unless they really know.
Facts.
Does that make sense? Pinellas has a lot of people.
Yo, your cat hair is actually messing with me right now. Sorry, Frisky. This is Frisky. He's a big tabby cat.
Are you starting to get nervous about your toxoplasmosis?
No, that didn't come to my mind at all. I can just feel I've lived with cats for long enough to where if I have the toxoplasmosis, it's happening.
It's kind of just there.
Yeah.
But
you did remind me I need new cat litter, though.
Yeah.
I need new cat litter, so.
I was driving down the road in right lane, and I'm going 80, and this guy in a big white Dodge comes up behind me and is riding my ass immediately, just comes up on me, and I'm like, bro, I'm not switching lanes. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing... There was a little construction over the side, and the lane was ending. The merging lane was ending, and then...
I think he senses that you can hate him, that you hate him.
Cats love me. Cats love me, they do. But,
I think they love you because they know you hate them. Oh, look at he's like getting comfortable too.
Man, he's like, yeah.
No, he's. Can I say horny? Yeah, I just said it.
And then he like goes to switch into a lane that doesn't exist and comes up next to me, and then there's more cones, so he like has to slam on his brakes and get behind me, and he gets right up on me, and I go, flick him off from the rear view. That's the kind of person I am. I
love the way you flick people off, dude.
No,
do you ever put a thumb in it?
No, I usually don't. I usually just go like not even the shocker. Not even the shocker. No.
What would be the point of the shocker if you're pissed off?
Because it would throw people off.
It's fair.
But
I guess let us know if you're more of a that or a that. All right. I personally like the thumb out more.
yeah,
You know. I don't know. Like this to me. I don't know. It just seems like your hand's a lot stubbier if you do that.
maybe.
I
But
don't
he
know. I
gets
just like the
he
presentation.
didn't like what I did, so he slams on his brakes and he comes around. He goes around all the way around
Okay.
to the left lane at this point, and then he comes back to the center lane. There's no one in front of me, and like I'm no one next to me at this point. And he sits there and he pulls up right next to me, and I have to look up because he's in a lifted Dodge.
Did he pull up throwing you the shocker? Was he
I
just
could
like, oh.
all I could see was a 70-year-old man going like screaming at
hear
me.
him?
I couldn't hear him. My window's up. His window's tinted and all the way up. I can barely see him. And then I just go,
Yeah.
and then he just drives off going like 130.
130.
I mean, when I tell you, I was going 80, and he takes off like as if like I was sitting still, and he was in like a 40 or 50. Just
What kind of car was he in?
a white Dodge.
Oh, did you already say
I
that?
said it like 3 times.
Okay.
How
Sorry.
stoned are you?
That's something you mentioned.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
But
So hold up, real quick. I wanted to kind of segue into this a little bit when you're talking about the orcas.
Okay.
I think we've talked a lot about how pissed off we get while driving, or at least you have. But when it comes to fucking orcas in Antarctica, do you think fucking Titanic happened intentionally? Because I talked to someone about this the other day, and they kind of put in my head that like there's a lot of rich people on that ship.
okay, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm.
I know
talking
what you're
about,
talking
but I
about.
just want to know what you think about
The
it.
Titanic happened in the Arctic.
Okay.
The Antarctic is down south. That's Antarctica, the South Pole.
Okay.
The
Wow.
Arctic is the North Pole, like Canada and Russia.
Okay.
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 I don't think it was on purpose.
Mhm.
I've heard there was what is it, the Vanderbilts or someone like that were like supposed to be on it, and they
Mhm.
wanted to kill a bunch of the rich people on it.
Do you
Maybe.
do you think that was true though? That they wanted people to die on it?
I mean, I'm sure it could be possible, but correlation doesn't equal causation. Just because something happened and it would benefit somebody doesn't mean that that's the reason it happened.
Okay.
I think it just
No, that's fair.
they hit an iceberg
I mean,
and they had no lifeboats.
I don't
basically.
even know what you call it, like necessarily. But when it comes to icebergs, you know, that's the whole point of them. Is that shit goes all the way down. You know, like there's more than just what's on the surface. Like
Yeah.
those icebergs are deep. Like I can see them hitting something that they couldn't see above the surface. For
Yeah,
sure.
as far as I know, that it was dark and they missed it.
So,
And
That
well,
being-
by missing it, I mean they didn't miss it.
with that being said, would you ever pay $250K to get into a joystick controlled submarine?
No, there's a couple things with that.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, that's industry standard.
What, the controller?
Yes,
How does that make sense? So you
the
like
U.S.
whip it around?
like
Like,
listen
are
to
they
this.
using the? Sorry, real
It was a
quick.
Bluetooth one.
Are they using the analog stick, or are they just moving it?
The analog stick.
Oh my lord!
So think about this.
So like the camera too with the right stick? Like is that?
I don't know
how
how that worked, but all I know is this. Apparently, the U.S. military uses Xbox controllers because a lot of their software is compatible because it's like Microsoft. So it's all like it all works together, and because a lot of the people who are going into the military are younger and are used to playing video games, they know how to hold it and what to push, and they're already well versed in how to use a controller, and so they just like you think
I hate
literally
that makes sense.
literally
I
think
hate
about
that
that they're
makes
doing
sense.
Call of Duty
Yeah.
in live, like there's someone flying a drone over
saying-
some town in Libya
All
or
right,
whatever,
all right, so do
and
you
it's
think-
just in Syria, my bad, and they're just like children's hospital, and that's
Like
that was during the Obama
like
era. I
right
think.
trigger or right bumper.
I think it's probably right bumper, isn't it? No, it would be a
Right
bomb,
trigger,
so it would be
definitely.
right trigger. Yeah.
Well, the right bumper is like grenades. The right trigger is like the gun. If we're talking like,
I mean,
every game's the same way.
it's why it sucks that we're involved in any of that, but that's not what this is.
I mean, yeah. I asked about a submarine. You went in depth about Libya, Syria.
Oh God.
But I'm not getting on the submarine to begin with.
No, I never get in the
B,
submarine.
me as an optimistic and a believer in human lives, I hope they're okay, and I
Me
want
too.
them to be okay. But it's a very scarce situation.
I don't understand. Like, I think people make their own beds and they lie in it.
Absolutely, yeah.
That doesn't mean that I wish everybody would just die if they did something stupid.
Yeah, because I do this stuff every
I do
day. That's
stupid
worth
stuff.
that. Like I've done. Like if you think about it, like there's different scales of like severity or like putting your life at risk. But like when you hop into a roller coaster, you're semi-accepting death. You know,
You get into a
like
car, yeah.
no, exactly. Like it's like that for everyday life.
If you pay $250,000, you probably think that what you're doing is
exactly.
safe.
But like no, but like I mean, it was like what, like the 5th trip too.
Yeah, they've done multiple.
No,
and
exactly.
the crazy
so
part about it
that'd
is
be good at that point, honestly.
the crazy thing about it is that
I'm still
there's
not in
a
it, though.
huh.
I'm just saying, like I was following. I would think it's good at that point, but like me, it's just I love the ocean. We grew up by the ocean. We grew up going to the beach. But like straight up, I love animals, but sea creatures scare the shit out of me. Like actually,
Yeah.
like no, like they're actually kind
I
of
don't
terrifying.
like. I don't like swimming.
No, like they are way more control than you are. Like that's their territory. Like that, and that's one thing. Like sea creatures, the most I respect their territory more than anything. I'm like, you have way more experience in your land than I do in mine. Like yours is way deeper than mine. Like think of like no, I don't mess with stuff like that. So especially submarine trips to the Titanic. Like no, that's already got some weird juju on it. The Titanic is there for a reason. I don't want to go see it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean, there's James Cameron did plenty of good with the video quality. He went down there and like did the most crazy in-depth. Like you can see it on video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
you
what are
can
you
see
going
it.
there to see? Exactly.
I understand the appeal.
Exactly.
I understand the appeal.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Like not nowhere near the same thing actually. But when I went to the Keys in like middle school, like that Jesus statue, like Key Largo, you know.
Oh,
like
I haven't
it's
been
cool.
down there.
No, that's like a cool experience. Like I didn't like scuba dive down and touch it, but like even that was just like you get there and you're like, this is cool as heck, but like even that's intimidating swimming down to. I mean, if you're not an experienced like diver,
I can't even dive more
yeah,
than
exactly.
like 10 feet.
Like, I wish I could say I could hold my breath longer than I can, but like.
Well, it's not even the breath part. I can't equalize under like 10 feet. I had tubes in my ears twice. So like I go down to the bottom of the pool and my head starts yelling at me.
Mine's terrible. It's bad. I used to love just like sitting under the ladders in the pools and holding myself at the bottom, and I can barely do that anymore.
Really?
Oh, yeah, no. For some reason, like the pressure in my head is terrible now. Yeah, don't know what the reason for that is.
That's probably something you should get checked out. There's a lot of things I need to get checked out.
Honestly, my phone tells me every day your headphone's too high. You listen to music too loud, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, but you know, it's very sad, and I hope they are found. I mean, they had a limited amount of oxygen down there.
Yeah, I saw at some point today that they only had like 40 hours left. So realistically, like their chances of survival end tomorrow night, basically. Like not even like earlier than tomorrow night, but like basically, yeah. Like today was like the. What do you think about like the knocking? Did you hear anything about that?
I heard about that.
What do you think that is? Do you think it has anything to do with them?
Could. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we're gonna know in a couple hours.
I don't think so.
No, I mean, like we're gonna know in a couple hours whether or not.
Do you know how long it took to find the Titanic?
A long time. I think it was found in the 90s or 80s or something.
Is it?
Wait, because the Titanic, the movie came out in the mid 90s, so it was 70s, 80s, something like that.
So they waited to find the ship before they made the movie. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think so. I think they found the ship.
Were they
and that was part of it. That was part of the movie. Is they found the ship
at the very end, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and they were in the beginning they were down there like looking, searching for it. They found the heart of the ocean.
Wait, that was a real necklace?
No, but it was part of the movie. But I'm saying James Cameron went down to the Titanic and recorded a bunch of stuff.
Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, I thought that was the whole thing.
What point of the movie it was at. I mean, because honestly,
I'm not well versed in it.
When you think about the Titanic, you're not really necessarily thinking about that. You're thinking about more if Jack could fit on the door. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, that's like the biggest Titanic question. Like, nobody ever like thinks about, other than like Celine Dion. Like, that's a great song, but like My Heart Will Go On. Like,
did she marry like her producer who was like twice her age when she was like
I don't even know. I don't want to speak on that. I don't know.
But. You know, it's crazy, but you know, I hope they're all right. And I mean, there's maybe the Orcas have something to do with it. Maybe the Orcas were out in the North Atlantic.
Do you think there was more than one submarine that did that?
That
Was
got
that
lost?
the one? No. Like, was that the only submarine they took out every time, or did they have multiple?
I think it was. I don't know. I think
So, do
as
you
far
think
as I
they
know, it
will
was the only
continue
one.
this Titanic expedition if they don't find this submarine?
I mean, I think the original guy was down there with them.
oh, for real?
like the
I
guy
know
who
that there's
made
like
the
5
thing.
people. Was that including the guy?
Yes,
Like,
I think so. The guy who was running it was the guy who like made it.
I saw.
And he was the video. He was in it. And he's like, I got this from Camping World. God.
He's like, I got this controller from GameStop.
No, it was like one of those ones you get in those little
It was like
packs.
a Logitech controller, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
and it
no.
Bluetooth.
That's even worse. Like,
wasn't even. It was Bluetooth.
I just, man. I guess, yeah, you're rich, you're paying that much money, you're thinking this
Yeah.
is the state of the art, you're not going to lose connection down there. But again, like, you can never fully trust man-made stuff, bro. Like, especially, like, you're in a territory that, like, you're thinking about it, we've discovered more space in the ocean. You're in a
Yeah.
territory that you're not supposed to, like, fully be in at the same time. That's the way I think about it.
Yeah.
Like, there's reasons we can't get that deep. I don't know. Like, that's the way I see it. Like, where you can't get that deep because I don't know.
I know what you mean.
I don't even, yeah, I'm trying to think of the words for it, but it's just like, I hate thinking about, like, us messing with stuff that much. We got to, in a way.
When you say like you didn't like getting in the water, like when we go.
Not even that I don't like getting in the
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
you're like you respect what's there.
Yeah.
What about like when we go to Wiki Watching?
Yeah, that still terrifies me a little bit.
It
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily freak me out as much as it used to because I've
Uh-huh.
gotten an understanding of alligators. I've been around
Oh,
them
it's
a
not
lot.
even really the alligators for me.
What is it for you?
I hate to say it's weird, but like sometimes I think about like bigger fish. Like I'm not gonna lie, I've had nightmares about big fish. Like alligators scare me too.
Got a big
But-
fish. We don't have anything
Like
here
a
that
pike,
would.
maybe.
No, there's no
Yeah.
pike there.
Still, like I don't know, like they're long, they're like eel-looking things, kind of terrify me. Like even the manatees a little bit, like and not even like it's not even an angle where I'm like I'm scared of them. I'm just like
federal
no, that's what I'm saying. Like this is your land, bro. I don't want to get in the man. Like if a manatee attacked me, I wouldn't even be completely upset. Like you know, you can't get out. You can't get out on the land and run away. This is your avenue to swim through. You know, I don't want to be in the way of that.
I mean, they move a lot quicker. You remember when we were in not Melbourne. We were at Sebastian Inlet.
Yes, when the
manatees freaked out and
Yes.
almost tipped Mom and I.
Yeah,
and
no, I do
oh,
remember that
God.
day. No, I think about that often. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Whenever
was
I think about manatees being aggressive, I think of that.
that.
Or manatees in general.
Yeah, I mean, it's just everything moves a lot different and acts a lot different than we think. That's basically what I think my whole premise is for all of the videos. It's like we put animals in a box, or like, oh, they do this or they do that, and then it's like, oh, the new discovered behavior of this animal, and we didn't know that it did this, and it's like, well, because we don't know shit about fuck. We don't know anything. We don't know anything. We pretend we do. We think we know things about dinosaurs.
Well, Timothy
Like-
Treadwell knew a lot about bears. I mean, it worked for like what, 13 summers, 14? I don't know.
Yeah.
Pretty high.
And here's the crazy part about that whole thing: the day that the summer that he died, he was done with his trip. He had gone through the whole trip, and he was at the last part. He went to Anchorage, which was like where he would fly out.
Okay.
He went there, and they messed up his flight, and they wanted to charge him more. And
So
he
he
said, "Screw that." He was
That's why
angry.
He was there longer than
And then he
normal.
went back and said, I'll just be here for a couple more weeks and then get another flight that's cheaper. So they went back. Well, the reason that he left when he did originally was because that's when most of the bears that he knew and that he had been around would go into hibernation and would just be like done. They were already stocked up on all these fish because they were living on the coast.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of food. The bears from the inland who weren't used to him, didn't have as much food, would come out towards the coast and look for scraps. They basically look for whatever was left.
So they had a
they're
heyday when they saw him.
they're desperate.
Uh,
And like the bear, like he was getting weird vibes from it. It was just like it was trying to swim to the
respectfully, how do you know he's getting weird vibes from it?
because you could see his reaction.
Okay, so this is before.
Oh, this was before he died. Like
Okay.
literally up like the day or two before. Like through up till a couple of hours before it happened.
Mhm.
This one bear, he was just like they were getting weird vibes from it. He's basically
And that's a bear?
no, he
that
was
ate
getting,
him?
they think
Okay.
they think it's the same bear.
Okay.
Well,
Well, they killed a bear, right?
Yes, they killed
Okay.
it, and then another bear ate it, I think, or at least some of the remains.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Like they took as much as they could. And
So every bear can like bears determine their hibernation based on how full they are, like whenever they're ready, or like different, like.
well, I mean, they if they go under and they're not ready, then they're fucked. Like they're gonna die because they don't have the fat reserves. Because I mean, they don't sleep the entire time.
I was gonna say, how long do they realistically sleep for?
They don't sleep the entire time. Hibernation is not a deep sleep. Hibernation is like they'll sleep, but it's like it's just like they lower their metabolic rate and they don't really need to eat.
Do they like stay in caves mainly, or
and they'll dig out holes in the side of.
I feel like it's kind of hilarious
That they
like
actually
they're
do
just,
that?
like sitting there. And,
Well, we have black bears here in Florida that'll go into caves in the central part of the state. You'll find them in caves, not hibernating necessarily, but just sleeping in there. Like there's a couple places that are not far from us, like near Wiki
Do
Watching.
bears have to hibernate here?
No, they don't. They'll like live.
Well,
in
I can
cave.
understand. So, but like, how long is the hibernation for the winter? Right, so like 2, 3, maybe 4 months.
Yeah,
Depending on where you are.
yeah.
Like the bears just are like, all right, we're not fucking with the cold weather. Like that's what's
During the
going on.
worst of the
Like,
winter, so like I would think September. No, like October, like late October. I think something like that. November, December, January, maybe February, depending on where they're at. Like then they kind of come up in like March and spring. When things start to warm up, and then they have babies. They usually have babies when they're hibernating. So they have to.
Shit.
Yeah, they have babies like in like late winter. By the time they come out, the babies are already kind of like they're like a puppy whose eyes are open. They can walk around. So they come out when the babies are ready to come out, and then they go look for stuff in the spring.
Wow. I've always pictured. I mean, it makes sense. But I've always pictured hibernation just straight sleep until.
No,
Like,
they
like
move
Groundhog
around.
Day,
They're
it's like-
awake. They're awake for a lot of it.
Well, I mean, that definitely makes sense because I wouldn't want to sleep that whole time. But like in my head, I'm like, what do you? I mean, it's weird as a human thinking about what animals do. 'Cause you're just like you're a bear. Like, what are you doing when you're awake and you can't do anything?
Well, I mean, that's the thing with like reptiles. Reptiles just sit there. Like that's the one thing I'm just like. So like I have a
Like what do they think? Do they think anything?
Most of them probably don't think too much besides their basic needs
But how can you do that? I don't understand.
because you're on a higher plane of existence. And there's so many people in my comment section and they'll be like, people suck and deserve to die, animals. I'll tell you this much. I am a people first person.
You are?
I am a people first person.
You definitely like animals more though.
Well, because you can usually tell what they're going to do. People, you kind of have no idea what
That's
they're going to
fair.
do.
That's fair.
And people will always screw you
So
up.
do you like just the fact that you could be in command of the animals?
I'm not in command of the animals. No, you're not in command of the
No, I
animals.
mean I didn't even necessarily mean like command of the animals, but do you like the fact that you're like, yeah, you're a fucking dog and I'm a human? Like, do you like that feeling?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you?
No, definitely, yeah. Like,
You do?
I get, you know.
You're like, I'm a higher life
There's definitely times growing up I'm like, yeah, you're a dog, and I don't think about licking my butt, right? Like, you know? Like, at the end of the day, you know? I mean, dogs are awesome, I won't say, and you get to live a lot longer. I don't know if that's a great thing, honestly. I mean, I'd say so.
Yeah, that part kind of sucks.
But the living longer?
No, that they die quicker, like a lot of them do.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah,
like
that is part of
dogs at least have some sort of like. No, there's a lot of animals with intelligence. Like birds, I think are intelligent.
Yeah.
Maybe not as intelligent as I don't know if they're thinking the same thing I am, but like orcas for sure. But like a snake, some of them you can tell there's something going on. I've seen some.
But you don't think there's like conversations in animals' heads where they're like, okay, like talking. It's more of just like food, water, heat.
I don't even think that there's thoughts like that. I just think they see something or their body tells them they need something and they look for it when they need to. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, there's definitely a certain point where animals are smart enough to do that. I'm sure dogs are thinking. I just don't know if their thinking is probably a little bit more advanced than like most snakes. But at the same time, there's some monitor lizards that are just super smart. And there's freaking octopus. An octopus, I'm like, that thing's thinking. It can open a jar. It's like the food's in there. I need to get it out. Pops open the jar.
Yeah.
Like that. It's an octopus, and they have like Nothing.
Do you think cats are more intelligent than dogs?
I don't. Probably. I don't know if it's more probably. I would say the average, like especially big cats. Probably the average big cat is, except for a wolf.
That's
wolf,
fair.
Like
more like
wolves are
household
smart.
dogs. I feel like
Household
you definitely
dogs are
aren't-
probably not that smart for the most part because of all the inbreeding and like all that. They're probably not in the same level. The dog has floppy ears. It's looked at as cute, but that's also linked with the trait that makes a dog more docile. So like, it's basically a genetic defect that causes their ears to fold down and causes them to be more even tempered. So like, does that mean that they're mentally not well, for lack of a better?
So.
Maybe
I
don't
think
know.
all dogs are mentally not well.
Probably. I mean, some of these chihuahuas, I'm just like.
Imagine being a dog who can keep their tongue inside their mouth. Like that's a little.
Oh my
upsetting.
god, it has no teeth and it's.
Yeah, it's a little upsetting. I mean, all dogs matter to some extent. All living things matter to some extent.
Dogs go to heaven.
I mean, I remember getting sad over killing ants one day.
You got sad for killing ants? Why were you killing ants?
I don't remember the name of the area, but I was fishing with you and Dad once. So more like you guys were fishing, and I was just there, and I was killing a bunch of ants. And at the end of it, I was like, "Dang, I literally just kind of massacred them." Like
You were the ant bully.
yeah, I felt like it. Except I wasn't bullying them; I was freaking killing them. Yeah, no, I was like, I felt a little bad about that. I was like, "Dang, it's weird." Like how I mean, one, I'll say overall, I love animals, but it's weird. Like sometimes, like especially back in the day, there'd be days where I didn't care to freaking skewer a fish for bait and stuff. Sometimes, like that's like honestly the main reason I didn't want to use live bait growing up. I always use like frozen stuff. I'm like, I don't want to freaking penetrate a fish with my hook. Like to me, it just felt weird. I'm like, I don't want to freaking, I don't want to impale a fish, even if it's a little small bait fish. It just always felt weird to me. And then I remember one time I caught a flounder off of frozen squid or something.
I remember that.
And I was just like, I don't even because I remember everybody was
I don't
telling
even
me
want to use live bait.
No,
anymore.
everybody was like, you're never gonna catch like the good stuff on frozen. And then I caught a flounder. I'm like, there's no need for me to use live bait anymore. I'm like, I mean, it's not even like a fish like that anymore.
I get it. I get it.
No, it's just weird to me. Sometimes I'm like, you're flopping in my hand because I know you probably don't like the feeling.
But like,
your little
but
bait
you
fish,
eat meat.
Yeah, I don't care if it's killed by the time I get to it. I don't want to be the one killing it.
Oh.
No, I don't care. Like at the end of the day, the thing's dead. Like I'm gonna eat it if it's there, but like I don't want to be the one. I mean,
You wouldn't go hunting.
depends. I've thought about it before, but I know in the situation, I'd be like, dang. Like I'd get over it for sure. I get over most like things like that. I'd definitely like get over it, but I'd be like, dang, I just freaking killed a deer. But like again, I know it's necessary for a lot of things, Like. Yeah, I love animals and I respect animals for what they're for, but a lot of the reason I feel like animals are even here are for us to eat. Like, like there's a lot of cool animals, but like, sorry, I'm a meat eater. So are most humans, I'm not gonna eat another human.
So you don't believe that we're supposed to be vegan?
Definitely not. I mean, I'm sure there's science behind it. I mean, and vegans are vegans, like it happens. There's science behind stuff, and you can definitely only survive off of eating whatever a vegan diet is, Like I know they're not even eating some plant stuff, right?
Something like that.
But I mean, whether we're carnivores, herbivores, whatever you want to call omnivores.
See, look at you do know big words.
Enough. I've done. Yeah, I know enough. I know enough to get by. Yeah, I mean, I love. Weird saying I love all types of meat, or I love all types of meat.
You like all types of meat.
And
I knew it. You like all types of meat.
But no, I mean, yeah, I don't know what people want to call it when I say I'll eat what's prepared for me for the most part. But like, yeah, I don't want to necessarily be the one killing the deer. If it's a survival thing, maybe. But if something's prepared for me, I'm like, I'm going to the store and I'm seeing all this dead chicken and cows anyways. Like whether it's me or somebody else are being thrown away, it's going to waste. I'm not even saying going to waste. Eating it is not going to waste.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
No.
No?
Respectfully, I just don't think
Why?
so. Because there's a lot. I'll narrow it to a couple of reasons. One, how long have we been looking for Bigfoot for and nobody's found anything legit?
What about aliens?
Okay, this is the second reason I'm going to say. It's the same thing with the ocean and space. I can say one thing, but how much ground do we have to cover before we find Bigfoot on Earth?
I agree.
You know, like
I agree.
the space, and I'm sure space is obvious because we're on a planet, so there's more out there. Saying it's crazy for one that we've discovered more of space than the ocean because of how much bigger space is. But yes, there's an infinite amount of space. It seems like there's almost an infinite amount of the ocean because we can't get to where the rest of the ocean is. We run out of land at some point. I'm sorry. Like the fact that there hasn't been. One, there's proof that it's existed.
Oh, you believe in the megalodon still?
I do, for sure. Why not?
Ooh, this is
I don't know
spicy.
enough about it. I'm just saying. Why
What?
would I?
Okay, so
To me, it's a huge ass shark. Like we found big teeth. Are they not megalodon teeth? Like, is there
Yes.
proof that they're not?
yeah,
Okay,
there's
well, I don't know
megalodon
enough
teeth out
about
there.
it. What?
There's megalodon teeth
So
out
then,
there.
What is there not to believe about it?
I mean, not that it didn't exist, that it still exists.
Probably not.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. I don't think that it still exists.
Okay,
No.
that's what I was getting to. Yeah, no, okay.
Because at
I
this
believe
point-
that it was real,
No, yeah,
obviously.
at this point, it's just like it comes down to like there's a lot out there, and obviously, like if you're a big fish, you're not going. I mean, most of the time, you're not going to go into an area where you're just not going to be able to like move into. But like realistically, do we know how? I mean, I'm sure because I don't know if we know how big the Earth is necessarily. Probably.
Yes.
But yeah, okay, yeah, because we compare it to. But do we know how freaking big the ocean is? I mean, obviously, we know how big the Earth is,
Well,
but like, there's probably stuff. There's definitely stuff down there. Like, I don't know what,
Could be.
but there's definitely something down there.
Could be.
Like-
I mean, I'm not. I mean, maybe that's what happened to the sub.
The thing that, unfortunately, what I think happened to the sub is I think that something happened within it, and it malfunctioned, and just literally just is swept out to the bottom of the ocean somewhere.
Probably.
Like, I honestly think that's what's
Probably.
I really wish it wasn't like that. For a lot of reasons. I mean,
I didn't charge the Bluetooth battery.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be getting on it to begin with, even if I had the money for it, just because I'm terrified of going that deep. Like, no.
No. To kind of tone back for a second when I was talking about Bigfoot.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I think that at this point, like when we were kids,
Mhm.
it was just starting to get to the point where like everybody started getting phones. Everyone had a camera on them at all times. And there was like a 5 to 10 year period from like, I would say like the late 2000s to like basically 2015 before that.
Uh-huh.
Like once 2015 kind of came around, I'm like, probably not.
Yeah.
Because people have been looking for it. There's camera traps out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, exactly.
and now everything is just, it's always the worst, grainy, most disgusting video. And you're just like, bro, like there's pictures and videos of these like thought to be extinct birds on trail cameras now. Like a bird that only lived on this one island and hasn't been seen in over 100 years.
Thing walking around.
But the whole continent is supposed to have them. The whole world has their own variety of these stories, and nobody has gotten concrete proof of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's on land. And
So
no,
let me ask, what would even Bigfoot be if it was real? Like just like some gorilla?
there's
like
there's a thought that it was Gigantopithecus, which is like an extinct giant ape that got like 10 feet tall.
okay.
I think the only thing known from it is teeth. Like that's the only reason we knew it existed. But the size of it, they're able to. I think. Don't quote me on it. The other thought is, I don't know, some sort of animal that we just don't know. We haven't discovered yet. That's really about
I
it.
mean, I guess fair, but like, yeah, obviously off of like the movies or so. Okay, so my main question is obviously there's been like a lot made about Bigfoot, and a lot of what's been made about Bigfoot is make him like at least intelligent enough to where he, she, whatever can communicate in some way. Obviously, there's forms of communication across everything that exists for the most part. What I'm saying is, do you think if a Bigfoot was real, that it'd be more of just like a freaking huge animal that's like duh, or like freaking like it knows like what's up? Like,
I mean, if it hasn't been found yet, it's probably smart enough to stay away.
Okay.
And if it was duh all the time,
no, that's fair.
it would probably.
Have you seen Harry Potter?
Yes.
Like you remember freaking God? I can't believe that I'm forgetting his name. Hagrid's brother, like the tall, like the giant dude. His
forgot.
half brother. He's like kept in the Forbidden Forest, and God, I can't believe I forgot his name. Sorry, but no, he's kind of what I like. If Bigfoot was like him, he'd be caught immediately. That's what I know. That's what I'm picturing. Like, no, they literally is chained to a tree. Like he's just a dumbass.
Chained to
No, yeah, like he couldn't.
I don't remember
hate
that part.
I hate that I forgot his name. I think it's like I want to say like Rog, but I'm probably completely butchering that. But no, I mean, I don't know. You're right. If he was just dumb and stumbling, that's the one thing I keep thinking is like the fact that like there's nothing concrete enough to where it's like Bigfoot's. I mean, we have HD cameras on our freaking phones now, like you said. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's HD.
I can understand oceans and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah, oh, well, yeah. That's exactly.
But Bigfoot is supposed to be like really like in Northern California. Is supposed to have a lot of them.
Think about. Yeah, no, a couple things too. Think about like one, the amount of alligators that you find in Publix parking lots, or even that bear that was just in the ocean the other day. I don't even know what the point of that was. The fact that
There's a lot of bears in Florida.
The fact that there wasn't a Bigfoot that has just stumbled out to an area that is not supposed to be yet.
Well, old stories used to show. There's actually an old story from the Panhandle of a skunk ape, which is the Florida version, where it terrorized a small town for like a couple of hours.
Probably just a freaking crazy monkey.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, remember
best,
even locally when, like, I don't remember however many years ago, the monkeys that escaped? Like,
the Pata monkeys or whatever they're called.
No, I mean...
Yeah, they got the little mustaches. You know, the ones in Silver Springs have chlamydia.
My God. Whoa.
You didn't know that? The monkeys in Silver...
I mean, isn't that where AIDS came from, monkeys? I mean...
As far as I know, I think so.
I mean, I'm just saying,
I think so. I think no. There's
like herpes monkeys too, right? I mean,
it's herpes monkeys, not chlamydia.
Okay.
You're right. It's a deadly form of herpes that if it bites you, it's not good.
Well,
and they're all over Silver Springs.
I mean, I wouldn't want to get herpes even if it wasn't deadly.
You probably have herpes.
What?
Cold sores.
Yes. Okay. You said a deadly form of herpes. I would
a deadly form, one that's not just cold sores.
No, I get you.
But I think chicken pox is also kind of herpes.
Herpes is just a disgusting word.
It's a gross word. Well, to close this out, what are your social media things that you want people to know? Do you have anything that you want people to know, or do you want to be private?
I mean, I'm definitely not gonna give out personal stuff like currently.
Whatever you want people to see. Whatever chicks are in here that want to slide into your DMs.
Okay, for one, I guess the one thing because it's already like pretty out there. If y'all, I mean, we're Florida boys. On Instagram, if you're a Rays fan, just follow Rays RAYS like decimal today TODAY. That's okay.
Raise.today.
Yeah, Raise today. That's just it.
Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you on the next one.
Peace out.
See ya.